We've been doing a lot of really cool work with our little RTL SDR dongle and the antenna, and of course software-defined radio in general. So today I decided to take a breather from all of that hard work since Darren's out of the studio for today, and I'm checking out something really easy and very cool. So there's a program for Android, it's called SDR Touch. This basically uses your RTL SDR dongle, an Android adapter, and your Android, seen here, to give you a basically little radio and an SDR compatibility on your iPhone, or on your Android phone. So today I have my regular antenna, like I usually do, this little guy, and then I have it plugged into the Android adapter right here, and I'm using a Nexus 5 to pick up the signal on my Android phone. I keep on saying iPhone for some reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all set up. So you can see my Android device right here, and SDR Touch looks like a little antenna with a signal coming out of it. Kind of reminds me of a Wi-Fi pineapple. Now I already have it turned on, so I'll go ahead and turn it off real quick. This is available in the Google Play Store. It's totally free, but if you do want the Pro version, that one costs $9.99. It's 10 bucks. That's a little bit expensive in my opinion, so I just went with the free one. We'll go over the differences between those two in a little bit, but first off, just to get it working, you don't need to root your phone or anything like that. If you already have rooted your phone, that's fine, totally works just perfectly either way. You simply need 3 pieces of hardware, you know, the antenna, the Android adapter, and then your phone, and then you need the app. You'll also need something called the RTL 2832U driver from the Google Play Store, and that's also free, so that your SDR dongle is going to read correctly onto your Android phone. So go ahead and open the app and then click around a little bit. Now you'll notice you simply have to move your finger back and forth to change the channel, change the frequency. You can also move the centerpiece, which is your antenna, to whichever frequency you want to choose. And you can see the numbers change at the top, and this is in megahertz, which is just like SDR Sharp if you've played with that a little bit. Now over on the side we have all the different options. So first off, I can go up to the top and I can turn it on. So automatically it's going to tell me that the driver is turning it on. It might ask you to say okay to that, since the driver, it might be the first time you're using that, so just click okay if it gives you any kind of advice. And then you should start seeing some kind of spectrum. If you don't see the spectrum, click on spectrum over here, and this is interesting. So it tells you, unlock this feature and many more by purchasing a Pro key. So I say no thanks, and I still get a Spectrum. So I'm totally cool with getting a Spectrum for free. I'm okay with that. I don't know why it does it, but whatever. So I changed my radio to WFM for a simple example of being able to listen to the radio. The presets button down here, right underneath Spectrum, that one's going to allow you to do any kind of really cool presets that you want to save. Again, this is only available for the Pro version, so I say no thanks, but that's just if you want to save any kind of options that you've already set. Under that is low CPU. That option will lower the CPU usage of your phone, and you will definitely hear a really big difference with the audio whenever you do this. But on the other hand, even though it sounds crappier, it might be useful though if you're running really low on battery, because this does drain a lot of your battery. Now, next up we have set megahertz. So I can click on that. And this is basically the same thing as moving my antenna around. So it's going to set the frequency. So I have mine set to 98.32 right now, but I can switch it to anything that I want if I wanted to. Very simple. The next button down there is WFM. Of course, that will change if you choose NFM or something similar. So I'll just go to WFM for the example. And you can also do things like AM, NFM, USB. There's tons and tons of different differences in there, so you can use all the ones that we're used to on SDR Sharp. Settings underneath there, if I scroll up on this little menu on the side, I'll click on settings. So this is where you get your audio settings for your antenna. So I have my gain control all the way up, and my audio gain only about to half. I found that to be the best settings for my particular antenna, but yours might be a little different. Of course, all of these guys are a little bit different from each other, so just play around with it and customize it to whatever you need. There's also PPM correction in the settings too, so if you need to change that a little bit, just fine. Super easy to use, and if you've done it on SDR Sharp, you already know what you're doing. Now these all work just like they do if you've set up SDR Sharp, of course, on your computer. If you need to change the offset of your dongle, you can do that under offset, and that's under settings right there. Oops. And if you want to use this program with some sort of remote, there's an option for a remote. So you can basically connect this to your computer that is running RTL TCP. So I have not checked out that program myself, so I'm going to just hit cancel because I'm not going to be remoting into anything. Squelch is another option down here, so you can change this frequency up and down. And you can see the bar right there changing a little bit. I noticed a little bit of an audio difference whenever I had it about here, maybe because there's less disturbance going on, less audio going on around it. Not sure, but it's a pretty fun little thing to play with. If you want to record the audio, you can also do that if you set up the Pro version as well. So I'll hit no thanks on that. Of course, you can also hit help or exit if you just want to close out of the program. So all of these are really easy to use, very, very simple menu. And there's only a few differences that I noticed between the free version and the Pro version. So your spectrum is the first one, which I was still able to receive, so I can still see a spectrum on the free version. And recording can only be done on the Pro version. I was not able to record anything, but I can see my spectrum just fine. So, you know, just try it before you actually pay for it. That's my suggestion. So I'm going to turn up the audio on here so I can listen to it. So I hear a lot of static. I'll just scroll over. Have some oldies going on. Yeah, buddy. Woo! If I want to, I can change this around a little bit till it's clear. And it's very, very easy to line it up exactly on the main bar of whatever channel that you're listening to. I have to give it props to that because it's so detailed, it's so easy to move it around that you're going to get a really nice clear image, a clear radio signal from whatever channel you're planning to listen to. So I'll turn this down real quick. Oh, I did want to show you another thing on here. When I change it to low CPU. So right now it's pretty clear. You know, I can hear the audio just fine. But if I hit low CPU, it gets staticky in the background. There's a lot of static, so definite big change there, but very useful since my battery is getting pretty low. So I'm going to go ahead and pause that, and then I'll hit off to turn it off completely. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind with this. This is a big battery hog, like I said. With audio and the screen running your spectrum, you'll see a decrease in your battery pretty quickly. Mine is at 14% now, so yeah, obviously it drains your battery. Also, it's going to make your phone run a little bit hot on the back, and this is pretty similar to like when you're running Google Maps on it. You'll notice that there's quite a bit of heat distributing out the back of your phone. Audio will continue to play if you turn off your screen as well, so you'll need to hit stop whenever you're done using it. But otherwise, it's a very easy program to use. I personally like this because I don't take my laptop everywhere I go, but I might necessarily want to use my Android whenever I'm, you know, going shopping or something, and I just want to listen to the radio or listen to whatever the emergency is going by on the highway or something like that. So it might be kind of fun to listen to the radio on your Android device. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's an easy product, so might as well download it and see what you want to do with it. Let me know what you think. Of course, you can always email me at feedback@hak5.org, and of course, you can comment below if you're on YouTube. And that was SDR Touch for your Android device, available in the Google Play Store for free.